fantasy taking folklore feed and you want me to book everyone? I can share.
Welcome to Summit Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Today is our annual, although it hasn't been for the last 2 years, children's service. And we're going to start with some beautiful music from Barbara.
So this is called The Most Wonderful Waltz of the Flowers, and in the spirit of a children's themed service, it's the most wonderful time of the year, mixed up with the Waltz of the Flowers by Tchaikovsky's from the Nutcracker.
Start. So welcome to our children's holiday service. Today you're all in for a treat, I think. This is a no rehearsal nativity play we're going to be doing, but first we're also going to do a child dedication. So welcome to Summit. We are a community that lifts up the religious exploration of children. We're a place where children can come to discover their spiritual inner heart without being told what to believe, other than values to uphold. And our biggest value we teach and we uphold in our children's religious exploration program is the value of love, compassion, and empathy. So thank you for being here today. Do we have any announcements? We have one. You want to come to the mic?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I just want to make a reminder that the auction forms are due next week. So if you haven't turned them in, if you can think of something that your family or yourself are willing to donate, we're excited to have the auction again. It's been a while, so we're looking forward to it. So thank you so much.
I just wanted to announce real quick as a follow-up on our Crisis House Adopt a Family. We ended up raising $695 to help families through the Crisis House. So thanks for everybody who participated. Summit's generosity is always amazing.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Any other announcements? So I also wanted to acknowledge that our congregation, this fellowship, resides on unceded Kumeyaay land. And we are currently in the process of adding to our peace poll the indigenous language of the Kumeyaay people. And I am working on having a visit to go visit the Barona Museum as a fellowship in either January or February, because really being in relationship with people who've lived on this land for 12,000 years is an important part of living into our own personal values as a faith community. So this land is unceded, and we acknowledge the violent history of colonization that has happened in our area. So thank you for that, for listening for that. So we're going to start with the chalice lighting, then have our child dedication, and then we're going to get into the play. So would somebody like to help me light the chalice? Would you guys like that? I'm going to ask Eleanor Reed to help, our board president. So we light this chalice for our children and youth, and for us, celebrating the flame of faith that is lit in each of us, and honoring the light each of us bring into this world, rejoicing in the community that we create together. You also light 2 of the purple candles on our Advent wreath. This is the second Sunday of Advent, and this is also the 8th Sunday, Chalaka, or the 8th day of Chalaka, which is the Sunday we think about the 8th principle. Thank you. So now, this morning we'll be celebrating our families with a child dedication ceremony. We haven't done one of these in years. And I reached out to our families and said, is anybody interested in the child dedication ceremony? Because we had this wonderful birth of 3 babies. Am I cutting in and out? Okay. Is that better? Nope. Might need to swap out my pack, Patrick. Let me pause. Let's do a dramatic pause and invite the Lindum and the Mitchell family to come up here while we get my pack swapped out. So come on up. Stand on this side. Okay. Okay. Apparently there's a dead spot that I was hitting on the stage. So Hi, Lindums. Hi, Mitchells. So this morning, we will be celebrating our families with this child dedication ceremony. Find a spot for me up here where I'm not doubling up on the mic. And this is a joyous occasion where we recognize and welcome our children into this world. And we have some really little ones and we have some much older ones because we haven't done this in a long time. I opened it for all ages. So anybody who wanted to participate that was a child's-ish still, we have teens up here. And these are the families that said, yes, they wanted to do it. So every day that a child is born is a miracle and an opportunity to recognize the power of love, a day to give thanks for the beauty of the earth, and a day to recognize that no one is brought up alone and that every person born is a savior to the world. So welcome to the circle of love as we work to dedicate ourselves to each other and the care and tending of the children in our community. So we recognize all who have gathered here now and those who are far away from us in distance and time, some of whom are joining us on Zoom. You're most welcome. And we honor the ancestors who have left this world, but not our hearts, and we welcome them here in our minds. So Mitchell and Lyndon families, who do you bring to this gathered community? And if you want one parent to come and name the children at the mic, that would be great.
Bring Simon Mitchell.
Okay, we're bringing Everly and Wesley and Theo and Sam and Mason and Lorelai.
Welcome. Are you ready to dedicate these children to this world? If so, say yes. Yes. Okay. So will you promise parents and caregivers to care for them, to love them with all your heart and soul? Will you raise them to love justice, to live with compassion? Will you extend to them the gifts of kindness and courage? And will you encourage them to live their dreams? Yes. All right, wonderful. And we want to welcome grandparents and elders into the circle. And I understand we have grandparents joining us on Zoom. So we ask the grandparents and the elders and anyone in here who considers themselves part of that, you're also welcome as an elder to say yes as well. So will you promise to care for them, to love them with all your heart and soul? And will you raise them to love justice, live with compassion? And will you extend to them the gifts of kindness and courage? And will you encourage them to live their dreams? If so, say we will, or you can also type it into the chat. We will. Okay, wonderful. And children, there's more children in here. I have a question for you all. So will you promise to care for your new friends, these children? Will you help to raise them with love and justice and to live with compassion? And will you extend kindness and courage to them? And will you encourage them to live their dreams? If so, say yes. Yes, yes. And then to the community, will you promise to care for these children and help to raise them with love and compassion and justice? And will you encourage them to live their dreams as well? Yes, wonderful. So now I'm going to anoint these children. Our dedication ceremony has a little anointment. So we're going to start with some water. We're going to bless them with the wonders of the earth. So this is water. May you always find your thirst quenched, and may you know the joy of hard work. If you want, you can dip a finger in the water. You can touch it on your forehead or wherever you feel comfortable with it. You want to dip your finger in? Okay. Do you want to dip your, oh yeah, come on, Everly. Or you want your toes in the water? Oop, there we go. There you go. Theo's right in it. Would you like to dip your finger in the water? No, no. Would parent like to? There we go. It's your water. So may you dance in rain puddles and jump, especially today. May you dance in rain puddles and know that you are water. And then we have air. So this is air. You want to feel some air? Feel the air. This is air. Feels good, doesn't it? It is kind of hot. We're going to fan everybody. Mary too. You feel the air? Okay. So this is air, and may your lungs be full of fresh, sweet air. May you know the joy of a good laugh. Yes. And may you find your voice through song and whispers and shrieks, though not in the sanctuary, please. And may you have a life full of scents and breezes and sighs. Let's sigh together. Ah. So you are air. And then next, we have fire. This is fire. We're not going to touch the fire. We can look at the fire. We can gaze at the fire. So may it remind you of the divine spark. You see? You see? Okay, now I'm going to move it away, Wesley. Thank you. May it remind you of the divine spark in all of creation that is you. Do you see that? That's not touched, darling. There we go. All right. And may it inspire your commitment to love and justice. And may you be kept warm by the community that is around you. May all your days be bright. You are fire. And last, we have some flowers. So this is a flower made of the earth. You want to take one? You can take one. You can each take one. You got it? Oh, let's do it here. Here's one. For you. For you. For you. For you. They're supposed to have no thorns. They don't have thorns. Yes. So this flower is made from the earth. May you know beauty. May you know the earth provides all you need. And may everywhere you go be blessed by your presence. May all your work be a blessing to the world. And may all you do bring joy into the world. You are earth. So friends, it is with great joy that I present to you another gift to this world, a blessing to all of us, and a joy to all who meet these wonderful children. So thank you. You are formally dedicated. You may return to your seats. That was very good. Very nice. So. No, not this. You can put it back in the vase if you want to. So Summit is a faith community entirely supported by the generosity of our members and friends. And the RE program specifically is supported by the generous donations of all of you who are here in person or on Zoom. And I'm tangled up in my mic again. So we'd like to thank you with deepest gratitude as we prepare to receive the morning's offering. Please look if you're on Zoom, there should be a link in the chat if you would like to donate digitally. And our ushers will be coming through with baskets. So Barbara has some lovely music for us.
This is a piece written by American composer Amy Beach for children. It's called Sliding on the Ice.
Wonderful, Barbara. Thank you. And thank you for your generosity. So why do we celebrate Christmas? As Unitarian Universalists, most of us believe that Jesus was a human being, that he was an inspired spiritual teacher and a compelling social revolutionary. Most of us do not believe that Jesus was a divine savior sent only to redeem us from our sins. If Jesus was the only child of God, many of us believe that he was so only in the way that each human being is a child of the holy. So why do we celebrate Christmas? Some of us do celebrate the story of the only Son of God come to save the world, and that belief is welcome here. For others, the culture in which we live tells this story over and over, so has become part of our consciousness, if not our belief, and we gather to experience it once again. But it's not only the Christian religion that needs to tell this story over and over. We, as Unitarian Universalist people of faith, also need to tell this story over and over. Why? Because, like all great religious myths that have been told throughout the ages, this story holds essential spiritual truths. As Ernest H. Summerfield once wrote, we believe that some stories deserve to live forever because of what they tell us of ourselves and our world. The angels singing the anthem of peace and goodwill deserve to be heard forever because they are the angels in the human hearts. The humble shepherds who had ears to hear and hearts to receive the message of joy deserve to live to the end of time. They remind us of our responsibility to make this world a better place. And the three wise persons, so faithfully seeking the way of the star, deserve to go in search again each year, as long as years shall be, for they are the story of our quest for what is best in ourselves and in each other, in our broken and beautiful world. So those who study the stories from the Bible suspect the story of Jesus's birth, almost certainly a story that takes place in the spring. But over centuries, in the course of time, certainly in the early Middle Ages, more than 1,500 years ago, and maybe a bit more, Christians were celebrating this event in the midwinter. Actually, a really good spot for the story of hope and birthing to come in the night. And this is also the darkest time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere when we await the lengthening days and the rebirth of the sun, S-U-N, as after the winter solstice. So it kind of makes sense, right? And of course, there is the heart of the matter. The Christian story is not only the wonderful story of the birth of a baby, but is also very much the story of hope arising in the darkest part of the year. It's a story about our lives and how, in the worst of times, if we look deeply within our hearts, we can find the seed of new life. And that is the story that calls to so many of us here. So we're going to recreate this old story today, the story of this miraculous birth of the baby Jesus. We're going to recreate it this morning, but we're going to give it our own slant, and we will draw on the two early Christian accounts of Jesus's birth from the book of Matthew and Luke. And since we also take the story of Hanukkah very seriously, which starts a week from today, we are going to make the story of freedom and liberation, and drawing on our own Unitarian Universalist heritage, we're going to make it a story of hope for all people. So instead of just listening or watching the story of the birth of Jesus, we're going to get inside it. Okay, we're going to get inside it today. Trying to forget you've ever heard the story before, even though you recognize all the familiar characters, even though you remember the plot. Try to hear the story as if this is the first time you've heard it. And for some of you, it may be, and that's okay. At various points in the story, I'm going to invite some of our children and youth and adults to come up here with me and play the parts. You don't have to speak, except for those that I've already planted. So we have some angels and shepherds and sheep. And if anybody wants a costume and didn't get one, please raise your hand and we can help you get one. I think we have one taker. Would you like to be a sheep or a dog or an elephant? Yeah. Well, Nick's going to come back and show you your choices. And you don't have to as well. This is all optional. So, and for all of us, so I'm going to be giving directions. You'll hear me giving directions as part of the story. And for all of us, but particularly those who take on various parts, don't worry about mistakes, okay? There will be no mistakes, certainly not in sacred time. This is sacred time. So we're going to be inviting ourselves to be present for hope and joy, okay? And the story has beautiful meaning, and one that we're called to do is to notice it and allow it to enter our hearts. The rest is just details, right? So we're going to begin with Caesar. So, oh wait, we're going to do the song first. So let us, sorry, Caesar. I need the song first. So let us enter the story together by singing O Come, Emmanuel. All the words are in the order of service. We're not going to be putting them on the wall so that up on the screen so the folks at home can see what's happening in the congregation. So,
And they should be pasted in chat if anyone wants to sing along at home. O come, Emmanuel, and with your captive children dwell. Give comfort to all exiles here, and to the aching heart bid cheer. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within as love to dwell. Oh, come, you splendor very bright, as joy that never yields to might. Oh, come and turn all hearts to peace, that greed and war at last shall cease. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within as truth to dwell. Oh, come, you dayspring, come and cheer our spirits by your presence here, and dawn in every broken soul as vision that can see the whole. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within as light to dwell. Oh, come, you wisdom from on high, from depths that hide within a sigh, to temper knowledge with our care, to render every act a prayer. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within as hope to dwell.
Now we are going to tell a story you may never have heard before. It's a story about a baby being born a long time ago, but it could be a story about a baby being born at this very moment. A long, long time ago in a city far, far away from here, there lived an emperor named Caesar Augustus, and he ruled almost all of the entire world.
I need more money to fund my armies. Send out soldiers to all the lands. They must tell the people that no matter where they are now, they must journey back to the town where they were born. And everyone must sign their name in a big book and then pay me a tax.
So in one of those places, a place called Galilee, there were two people named Mary and Joseph. Mary and Joseph were young and they loved each other. And Mary was about to have a baby. Mary and Joseph had to travel a long, long time for many days. And they were so very, very tired that they wanted to rest and sleep. But when they got to Bethlehem, they tried to find a room to rent for the night, but every place had a sign that said, no vacancy. There was no room for them anywhere.
Everyone turned them away and said, "You are not welcome here." Joseph was scared that they'd not have a place to sleep. Finally, one innkeeper came up and said to them, "You want to stand at the mic, Andy?"
I'll let you sleep in my old stable out back, but you need to know the stable is old and not very clean. It is the place my animals stay, the donkey, the cows, and the goats. It smells kind of bad, but you will be safe for the night.
So as we heard from the innkeeper, the stable was where the animals lived. And so there was room for the donkey. And the animals would help warm up the baby in the stable, warm the family. So now, in our story, we all have bags, right? Everybody has a little bag. If you don't have a bag and you need one, Joanne has them back here. So raise your hand if you need a bag. Kids can have them too. So now is the time to open up your little bags. And I want you to look in your bags and find a heart. Simon needs one over there too. There's several things in there, but there's a little heart. So look for the heart shape. There we go. And for those of you at home, you can make a heart with your hands. So in our story, give me another minute. Bags are a little rattly. Did you find your heart? Very good. Each object in the bag will be used as part of telling the story. So in our story, no one had any room. Their hearts were closed. One person, the innkeeper, who decided to help. They didn't do it perfectly, right? But they found a way to make some room. And this is a story about opening our hearts and making room for anyone who needs to be cared for. So hold the heart in front of your own heart. Holding the heart in front of your own heart. And repeat after me. May this heart help me remember that I am the innkeeper. May this heart help me remember that I can open my heart to others. And now you can gift your heart to somebody. Trade hearts with them if you'd like. And they're stickers. So you can put them on and wear them if you'd like. And so it was that while they were in the stable, Mary gave birth. And we would meet with the Motion Picture Association guidelines because we have 3 babies to play Jesus at this time. So would you want to hold one of your, they're all eating. Well, when it is appropriate, the babies will be here. So Mary gave birth and she wrapped her son in a clean cloth and laid him in the manger. Let us all welcome the baby by singing happy birthday. Ready? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jesus. Happy birthday to you. There we go. So now in the story, in the same country, there were also shepherds. Some shepherds, we have a sheep, we have another sheep somewhere. They're coming. A couple shepherds and some sheep. I'm going to stand over here. Shepherds, go over in that general direction. There you go, by the mic. Perfect. Look at these cute sheep. So we had some shepherds. They were living out in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And the flock was made of sheep and cows and goats. And the shepherds took care of them and they kept them together so that they didn't get lost. And if one wandered away and got lost, a shepherd would always go and find it. It was very, very dark out in the fields and very cold and somewhat dangerous. And shepherds are people who care for other living things. And in our story tonight, the shepherds and their dog care for the sheep in the field. But each of us is like a shepherd. We need to take great care of each other and to make sure that the smallest of us are watched over. I realize my mask is still on. We help each other. We help each other and make sure that everyone is taken care of and part of the loving community, even when our mic is falling off our ears. We make sure that no one is ignored, and especially that no one is picked on, and we help keep each other and everyone safe. I feel those words deeply right now. So now open your bag and find the cotton ball, a little fluffy ball. And if you're at home, find something soft and fluffy that you can feel for a moment. And in our story, the shepherds and their dogs stay close to the flock, and sometimes with a gentle and guiding, guiding them, feeling the softness of their hair and their wool. So imagine for a minute, you're feeling the softness of the wool of the sheep, or if somebody's maybe patting the hair of somebody you care for. So hold the cotton ball or something soft in front of your heart and repeat these words after me. May this softness help me remember that I am like a shepherd. May this softness help me remember that I need to care for others. And in a moment, but not just yet, I want you to take these cotton balls and give them to somebody who's not part of our family, of your family, or somebody you didn't arrive with. And if you're joining us on Zoom, you can use the chat to share a caring word with the group. We do this to symbolize the caring that we share with one another in our church community and in the world. And we do this to symbolize that we always want to be able to find each other and that we always want to be found. So find someone and share. We're having some wardrobe malfunctions. We're going to correct those real quick. So as you feel the softness and the care, let us join together sing the first Noel.
Lyrics, chat. The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw the sun shining in the east beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light, and so it continued both day and night. Noel,
country where the shepherds were living were out in the fields. And behold, an angel stood before them, and the glory of a spirit shone all around. The angel said unto them,
Do not be afraid, for behold, I bring good news and great joy for all people. For a baby is born in the city of Bethlehem, and this will be a great sign to you. You will find an ordinary baby sleeping in the manger. He is so poor, his sleeping without the animals, but there is great love inside this baby, just as there is great love inside of each of you. This baby will grow up and try to show us how to live in peace and how to love each other. He will show us how we each can be saviors for this world.
and suddenly the sky was filled with angels singing beautiful songs and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on the earth peace and goodwill among all people. So let us become part of the sky filled with angels. Inside your bag is a halo, a tinsel halo. With our hearts full and our hearts open, we place these halos on our head and we say these words. May this halo help me remember that I am surrounded by love. And may this halo help me remember that I am love. And we become part of the angels' song. We will sing Angels We Have Heard on High. Thank you for keeping your masks on. I know it's hard, but thank you.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why these songs of happy cheer? What great brightness did you see? What glad tidings did you hear? Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. See him in a manger laid, whom the angels praise above. Mary, Joseph, lend your aid, while we raise our hearts in love. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Now, masks on and off. On for singing, off for speaking. Now, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem, wise people from the east came to Jerusalem asking, where is he who has been born? So wise people, you want to grab your gifts and you can travel around the room. There you go. You can travel. You can travel like you're following that star. There we go. Here's our wise people. So they're looking, they ask, where is he who has been born? For we have seen the star and have come to pay him homage. these three wise people came from a faraway land, a land that was probably Iran or Iraq. And they had seen this bright star in the sky and had followed it to the stable. And they come. It's a big journey. It's a big journey. We have followed the star, they said, because we knew it would lead us to a place where all people would be treated kindly, no matter what land they had come from, and no matter what they believed, and no matter what color their skin might be, and no matter what religion they practiced, no matter who they loved, and no matter how they created a family, that kind of place, those kind of people are what we've come to find, said the wise ones. Now, in your bag is a star. So let's hold out the star in front of our hearts. And again, with your star and your thoughts, with your star where your thoughts and feelings meet, repeat these words. May the star remind me of the brightness and wisdom that is with me wherever I go. Now let us put this star someplace on our face or our clothing to remind us of the wisdom and insight that we each can share with each other. And let us sing We Three Kings.
The 259.
We three kings of Orient
are, bearing gifts which troubles afar. Hear them counting more and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us through this perfect night. Frankincense to offer above, incense on the deity nigh, prayer and praising, all are raising, worship God most high. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us through this perfect night. Myrrh is mine, its bitter perfume breathes a life of gathering gloom, sorrowing, sighing, bleeding, dying, sealing its own cold tomb. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star of royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us through this perfect night. Born a babe on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. Love forever ceasing, never in our hearts to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us through this perfect night.
So the wise ones brought them gifts, traditional gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. But today we have something more practical, something that would have helped this family and will help other families. So the wise ones bring these gifts. We have wise one Wesley, who has a blanket to keep the babe warm. Pass it to Mama. We have wise one Mason, who has sweet oils to soothe baby's body. And we have wise one Henry, who has food to sustain the family as they care for their little one. The kings, would you like, or wise ones, you want to come stand over here? Practical gifts. So. Once the three wise ones had offered their gifts, there was a loud scurrying sound. Animals, all creatures great and small, drawn by the bright star, and all the visitors who were coming wanted to see the little baby sleeping in the manger. And all living creatures of our earth home with us are part of our earth family. And as we prepare to sing, O Little Town of Bethlehem, I invite any little ones who have not come up and would like to come up to come and join us up here. And if you want some animal ears, Nick has some over there. So let us, right? So we're going to sing O Little Town of Bethlehem.
Incomplete in this. So
Uh-oh.
if you would like to sing the third verse, turn to 246 in the hymnal. O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met with thee tonight. For Christ is born of Mary and gathered ill above. While mortals sleep, the angels keep their watch of wandering love. The morning stars together proclaim the holy birth. Let praises ring from God, they bring goodwill to all the earth. How silently the wonders made known, when God imparts human hearts the gift that is our own. No ear may hear that coming, but in this worldly din, when souls are truly humble and dear, yes, within.
Now we invite you to take the final item from your bag, a little candle. I'm looking for my backup candles. I want some more candles. Abby, can you run to Ari and get the basket of candles that's on the counter? I want to make sure everybody has a candle. Yes, keep them dark for now. I know it's tempting. Turn them off for right now. Okay? Huh? They're very special candles, and we have some more coming. So if anybody doesn't have a candle and needs one, you can raise your hand and Abby will bring it when she gets back with them. Anybody else? Anybody in the audience need a candle? Need one over here, and then the people up on the stage need them. So I need a candle. You need a candle, and you need a candle. Everybody needs a candle. So I want to invite you to
I know.
one of the traditions we have at Summit on Christmas Eve is the candle lighting tradition, which we haven't got to do in person for the last couple of years. And this year, there will not be a Christmas Eve service. We will have a Christmas Day service, but we're not having a Christmas Eve service. But this particular service is going to be recorded on our website. So if you would like this experience of reflecting on this again, you're welcome to do that on Christmas Eve from your home. So now let's all take our candles, and I need somebody to help dim the lights. Somebody hit the light switches for me on the back, right there. So hold your candle, and we're going to repeat these words. Okay. And this is what happened on that first Christmas Eve. Jesus was born into the world. You want to repeat? Well, let me just say the words. It'll be better. It's too many words. A loving family surrounded him. Friends gathered to celebrate him. and others came as well because they believed there was so much goodness inside of people. And this is the belief that we hold right now in this moment, the blessing of each of our births, ears to hear music, eyes to behold light, and hands to build true peace on earth and to hold each other in love. Let us light our candles together. A baby named Jesus was in a place where love was the most important gift of all. And we gather in and live in that place too. And we are wrapped in that light and in that love. And we lift up our hands and our hearts and our voices in song. This is the end of our story and the beginning of another one. And now we will share singing Silent Night. We have a little bit of light on the front so folks on Zoom can see. Thank you. Let us sing Silent Night together.
Too much. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds pray at the side, warriors sing from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, child of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
So mote it be. That is our play for you today. Let us join hands and sing our closing circle song, which was co-written by Ed Henry. I'm thinking, join hands if you feel comfortable doing so. You guys want to get I'm assuming people got. Thank you all for joining us.